Well, we are back. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, release this video first of our new batch. It is nice to be back for sure. It's nice to be, I guess, on the West Coast. It's not nice to deal with the time difference. But what you going to do? So with that, what do we got today, John?
Well, hello, fellow humans, and thanks for sticking with us all this time. We know we took an extended break, but it wasn't like a vacation, so neither of us
Really
are particularly rested.
No, well, it's one of those things where, like, especially driving across country, my wife and I had a blast. We stopped and saw a ton along the way. But like, then you finish the journey and you're exhausted. You need a vacation from your vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just driving to work. So, it was a long commute, I guess.
Yeah, that was a particularly long commute for you guys. And I'm sorry that you've had trouble since you got there. People are just sometimes stinky, and I'm sorry that you had to deal with some stinky people there.
Yeah, such is life.
Yeah. Anyway, during our hiatus, we've had a bunch of musical deaths. I mean, some more significant than others. I just found out this morning David Crosby died. Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Oh, okay. See, at least I've heard of that. I'm immediately in. For some reason, my brain went to Cosby, and that's a very different human.
Yeah, that is, yeah. So the other guy that died that made a kind of big waves in the music industry was Jeff Beck. And Jeff Beck is one of those every guitar player's admirable, sometimes favorite guitar player.
Is he the Beck of Beck? Like the band?
No, that's
Beck?
a different Beck completely. They are
sure,
not
of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Any way, shape, or form. This Beck here was born in 1944.
A while ago.
English guitarist, rose to prominence in the Yardbirds.
Okay, I've at least heard
For
of
Your
that.
Love, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I think we did a Yardbirds song.
Afterwards, by the way, he was like replaced by Jimmy Page and then Eric Clapton, or I might have the order messed up on that, or maybe they were before him. I don't know. I don't know the order of the Yardbirds because I'm not a huge fan of the Yardbirds. But anyway, Jeff Beck Group. He also had a band called Beck. Beck, Bogart, and a piece.
But that wasn't like the band Beck. There was a different band, Beck.
Beck is a person. Beck is a human.
Gotcha.
As opposed to a band called Beck. So anyway, he's been ranked top 5 of Rolling Stone and other magazines' rankings of the best, greatest guitars ever lived. And the thing is, you can't really name a song of his and say, hey, you've heard this song, because you probably haven't heard any of his songs.
Okay.
That being said, you'd never heard any of Stevie Ray Vaughan's songs before we played that for you.
That is true. I've never heard most of people's songs.
Here is a live concert. Now, something I find interesting is he loved finding young talent, and he loved working with women. So he hired a girl to be his bass player, and she was born in 1986. Sound familiar?
Yeah, the year of me.
So what I have for you today is a live video with Jeff Beck live at Crossroads in 2007.
Okay.
So the bass player, the young female bass player, would have been 26, I guess, roughly.
All right. Here we go.
And it's long, so if you don't want to go through the whole thing, I understand. But you will see why Beck is considered one of the guitar greats, and his style cannot be duplicated.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to introduce to you.
Is that Bill Murray?
It is Bill Murray.
That's
he
fun.
Ain't superstitious, but a black cat crossed his path.
I gotta turn my volume up.
He is going to slay you blow by blow. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the truth. Nobody sounds like the Honorable Mr. Jeff Beck.
Well, they all know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Beck.
No hack for a punk kid, huh?
No.
You noticed he's not using a pick?
No, he's not. Well, there's a couple things about this. He's not using a pick, and this is way more soulful than I expected it to be. I for some reason, I expected like a rock concert, and this is more like a smooth jazz. I mean, it's not jazz, but you know what I mean.
It actually kind of is jazz. It's kind of fusion jazz.
Yeah, like it's so chill. It's almost like a relaxing riff, if that makes sense. And I know that's a weird term probably, but not what I expected. Not in a bad way. His hair, also not what I expected. The necklace, ancient Egypt is back, but but I will say,
I don't know whether his hair is a wig or not. I mean, he was old to have that thick black, I don't know whether it was colored or was a wig or what. In some concert video I've seen that was just in this past September, he died quite unexpectedly. Just in this concert I saw in September, his hair looked identical.
Well, that does sound like a wig then. But either way, I mean, his vest necklace is on point, and that's the important thing.
And he never wore sleeves. It's powder.
Okay, I was wondering. You saw my face.
He constantly powders his fingers. All
right. That was not quite what I expected for sure, but it was fun. I don't have lyrics to break down. I think this song
I just
was
thought
about...
it appropriate since we have, a music-related channel that when a megastar, when somebody who's worked with everybody, winner of 8 Grammy Awards, disappears from the earth, that it's something we should acknowledge. Anyway, I think our listeners, our viewers would like that.
I have to say, I think that's really cool that he played without a pick. We've been watching so many videos, and I don't think I've seen someone like that, of that level, playing without a pick. The powder on his hands, good catch with my facial expression on that. You could tell I was confused. I was like, those are some weird calluses or something, but
I'm sure his entire thumb had to be calloused.
Oh, absolutely.
And his other fingers, because he played with the side of his thumb, and he didn't do like traditional stuff like Steve Howe does and people like that, but he played mostly with that side of his thumb. It was very unusual playing style. But who's he played with? I don't know. It's kind of a who's who of everybody.
Bill Murray. He played with Bill Murray. We just saw it.
Bill Murray. He's been in everything. I mean, there's just no... Name someone he's worked with them. David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, the Stones, Metallica. He's been everywhere. And
that's sad. I mean, it's sad to be at that level, but and I'm going to say something, I don't know. I usually say controversial things, so why not?
Sure.
I think that at some point, people like that need to die, because if they don't, then no one else can ever step up and take their place. Like, we need our elders to die so that we, the young, have a shot at being the next elder. So I know it's a weird take, but as sad as it is, there's so many more awesome artists up and coming that would be forever overshadowed if we didn't lose the older artists.
Yeah, and he was 78, no spring chicken.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you're 78, all right, like it is still sad, but like you are already a couple years past average life expectancy for a man, especially I assume a man that rocked and partied. I know nothing about his life. He could have actually been very straight edge for all I know. I know there's white powder all over his hands.
He was a vegetarian and lived a rather clean and sober life, as far as I understand.
I assume semi-rare in the rock world. Good for him.
Quite rare, and more interested in promoting someone else, as you saw on stage there.
Yeah.
He just laid back and let the girl jam and bowed to her.
Yeah, not only was there that, but you don't see a lot of bass solos. So that in and of itself was kind of cool to see. Well, thank you for introducing me to the smooth jazz of Beck. Not what I saw coming, but now I'm curious, because I assume in the future we will end up doing some songs where Beck is playing with another artist then, if he was...
Yeah, I've got one queued up that we'll get to probably next week or two, where he's playing with Stevie Wonder.
Oh, okay. Stevie Wonder, who lied about being blind. Yeah, that's Stevie Wonder.
What?
No, it's a whole hilarious conspiracy theory. You could look it up. It's pretty funny.
That's the end?